Right, question one of the statistics without a calculator. I'm not actually going to do all this question. I'll just talk you through the methods, but it'll just take me forever to sort of show you all the bits of it. But just explain how to do it on a slightly smaller example, and then you should be able to apply it to the big one, although it's going to take a bit longer. So here I've got just 8 oysters this time, and these are the masses of the 8 oysters. But I'm going to find the median, the quartiles, the mode, and the mean. So first of all, the mean. The mean is where we add them all together and divide by the number of numbers. So in this case, I could actually take the list and just write it out, and it would look like this. Obviously, with the example, with the actual question, you're not going to do that because there's 64 of them, so it'll give you a massive list. So we're not actually going to write them out, but I'm just going to keep referring back to this list so we can see what I'm talking about when I apply it to the table. So first of all, I need to add the numbers in this list, and there's 2 30s and 3 40s and 2 50s and 1 60. So if I add, for example, 2 30s together, I get 60. So those two would add to give me 60. 3 40s would add to 120. Basically, I'm multiplying. I'm doing 3 times 40, 3 40s, 120, 2 50s, 100. So on your example, in your quiz, you can go through and you can do 4 30s, 5 50s, and 60s. They look big numbers. To do it's okay. Just it's going to be a bit grinding. Once you've added each of the individual numbers, the 2 30s, the 3 40s, the 160. If you add all these together, you're going to get a total mass of all the 8 oysters. So I'm going to 180, 280. So I'm going to have a total of 340. And we know that is the sum of the masses, or the sum of the numbers, divided by the number of numbers. And in my example, there's 8 numbers. 2, 3, 2, 1, 8 altogether. In the question, there's 64 numbers, so it's a bit harder to do. Okay, so we're going to have to do 340 divided by 8. I'm tempted just to cancel it down, so let's have a look at, we'll do what, 170 over 4, which is 85 over 2, and half of it's going to be 42.5, 42.5 grams. Okay, so there's the mean, 42.5 grams. It's always a good idea then just to go back and look at the numbers you've got and say, does that make sense? Like if I had 15 grams, it wouldn't. It'd be far too small. If I had 73, it'd be too big. I'm looking for something around the number. Look at the frequencies of the numbers and just say, okay, does that look about right? And I think it does for this one. 42.5 looks fine. So that's the mean. So you're going to have to do, for yours, 4 30s, 6 40s, 5 50s, and so on. Add them all together and divide by 64. It's going to be a bit time consuming, but not difficult, but just a bit grinding. Right, next one is going to be, we need the median and the quartiles. Now, if I've got 8 numbers, the median is going to be the midpoint of those 8 numbers. So it's going to split the list in half. It's going to be 4 on one side and 4 on the other. You've got 64 numbers, so you're going to have 32 on one side and 32 on the other. So the median is going to be between the 32nd and the 33rd number. So you've got to decide what those numbers are. So here I'm looking for, I know it splits it into 4 and 4, so I'm looking for the 4th and the 5th numbers. In my case, I can write out a list, and you could do in yours, but it's going to take ages. So it'd be easier if I could just look at the table and decide what the 5th and the 6th numbers were. Sorry, the 4th and the 5th numbers were in my case. Well, looking through here, 2 are in the 30s, the next 3 are in the 40s, so the 5th number must be 40. And also the 4th number must be 40. So here I've got, it's going to be between 40 and 40, so I can see the median is going to be, the median must be 40. So in your case, you're going to have to go through and find out what the 32nd and 33rd numbers are. So you're going to have to count up go through looking at the number of oysters you've had so far until you get into the 30s, and try and work out what the 32nd and what the 33rd oyster were. And if they're the same, it's easy. It's just that number. And if you jumped up a group, then you have to halve the 2 numbers that you get. But in my case here, the median is going to be 40. Right, that's that. So and then once I've got the median, I look at all the numbers to the left of the median and work out the lower quartile. So in your case, you split it into 32 and 32. So now you're going to split each half into in half again. So that's going to be 16 and 16. So you're looking now for the 16th and the 17th numbers. So you're going to have to go through your list and work out what the 16th number is, what the 17th number is, and then you're going to work out the lower quartile. And then you're going to do the same for the upper quartile. So in my case, I've got 8 numbers, medians between 4 and 5, so split it into two halves of four numbers each. I've got 4 numbers. I'm looking for the middle of those 4 numbers, so I've got 2 and 2. So I'm looking for the second and third number. Here my second number, and the first 2 numbers are 30, so my second number must be 30. Next 3 numbers are 40, so my second number must be 30, the third number must be 40. I'm looking for the midpoint of 30 and 40, so I'm going to have a lower quartile of 35. I'll do the same with the upper quartile. So I'm going to split the top half into 2 and 2 as well. So that means I've had the first 4 numbers up to the median, then another 2 numbers up to one side of the lower quartile, and then the number after that's the upper quartile. So in my case, it's going to be the 6th and the 7th numbers are going to be the upper quartile is going to be between the 6th and the 7th numbers. So here, the 5th number is 40. First 2 are 30. Next 3 are 40. So the 5th the 6th and 7th numbers are 50. So it must be between 50 and 50. So the upper quartile must be 50. In your case, you've got let's see, you've got 32 and 32 numbers either side of the median. So you're going to split that into 16 and 16. So you're going to go 32 numbers plus another 16. So you want the 48th and the 49th number. And if you can work out what the 48th and the 49th numbers are, then you've the upper quartile is by finding whether they're the same, or you might have to find the midpoint of those 2 numbers if they're different. So that's the mean, the median, the quartiles, and finally the mode is the easy one in this case. It's the most common number, the one that comes up the most. In my case, it's this one here, because the 40 comes up 3 times more than all the others. So the mode is the most common number. So it's going to be 40 in my case. And what did I say this was? 50, didn't I? Okay. In your case, it's obviously 80, because 80 comes up 12 times, which is more than all the others. So there you go. It's a quick summary. If that's not enough, then just write a note on the spreadsheet, and I'll come back to it and go a bit more into it. Okay. Or if you just want the answers to check yours, then let me know as well, and I'll put those up. All right. Good luck. Bye bye.